I was headed to Amish country for a screening of The Hospital 2 and Paranormal Investigation at Ashmore Estates with Scott Tepperman. And as you can see, we're right there in the heart of Amish country. I'm fascinated with these buggies. I learned, though, that in that area, apparently you are not supposed to pick up hitchhikers. There are warning signs, those dangerous Amish. And I think Lisa thought that the weather was a little bit colder than I did. As you can see, she's bundled up there in sweaters and jackets and hats and all that. But we made it without turning into an ice cube. And we were actually staying in Paris, Illinois, a town right next to there. And there was this really cool courthouse building right in the square that was just awesome. They also have several stores to check out, which we did. And I found this really weird Baby I See You. Yeah, that's not creepy at all. So, hey, let's play a game of Is This Racist? I found this sign that says grow white corn for extra profits. And it uses this image. So I'll just leave that right there for you. Now, we did have a little bit of time to go check out some of the local cemeteries. Went back through the woods here and found this pretty little cemetery. It's really well kept up, and some modern graves, but several that date back to the 1800s. A lot of old gravestones, and it's really neat. You know, some people think, oh, well, that's morbid looking at graveyards, but reading these stones, they really tell a history of the location and really makes you wonder some of the stories that are involved with the people that lived in the town. Like this one, for instance, it shows that these people were married on May 6th of 2014 and then 5 days later died, May 11th, 2014. So kind of curious about that story. There's some type of tragedy there that I would love to learn more about. But grounds are really nice. There's Lisa Crick there taking a look at some of the tombstones. We picked this specific graveyard to go to, though, because there is a witch buried there.
Well, we stopped here before we were going to eat. We were going to check out the grave of a legend about this witch that was apparently buried on February 31st. They put that on there because she vowed to come back on her day of death, so they made that day of death. Look! There goes one of them now.
Yes, that is a true story. This is the grave of a lady in the 1800s that they thought was a witch. And when she died, she cursed them and said she was going to come back on her date of death. So you can see there at the bottom, very faintly, that the date of death is February 31st, 1882. They wanted to make sure that she did not come back on her date of death, because there is no February 31st. Another tombstone we found interesting was this here of Lucinda, who apparently, it says, was the consort of the Reverend in the town. And we thought it was just really interesting that they would bury the mistress right there with the Reverend and his wife. Another story I'd like to hear more about. So as it got a little bit later, it was time to head back over to Haunted Ashmore Estates to get ready for the screening and Paranormal Investigation. And it's just a fantastic building owned by Rob and Terry, and it has a lot of activity in it. So we're looking forward to sharing the night with people. We started off with a great group, nice little group that turned out there to see the film and have fun, and they were just all anxious and ready to take part in whatever we happen to throw at them. There's everyone waving, see? Woohoo! But got a good little turnout, enough people for a really good investigation. We started out with Scott Tepperman actually previewing, an exclusive preview of the new trailer for his directorial debut, Truth or Dare Part 5, and talked a little bit about that movie before the screening. And then came the screening of The Hospital, followed by a little filmmaking seminar and Q&A session, and the crowd really seemed to enjoy the film. Lots of applause afterwards, and smiles, and disgust.
Tell us about your Hospital 2 experience.
Disturbing. Enjoyably disturbing.
Good,
Yeah,
perfect.
I liked it. It's very slick looking. I love the first film, but it was an improvement, from a technical standpoint and everything in the story. Yeah, I loved it. I survived unscathed.
But it was really cool. I liked a lot of the shots. I thought I would cringe maybe a little bit more and not be able to watch it, but I only turned away like maybe 2 or 3 times. So I'm actually kind of proud. I'm kind of proud of myself. 'Cause slasher horror is not my thing, but it was really well done. I was like, wow, it was really cool.
I liked Hospital 2 better than Hospital 1. I liked a little bit more of the humor of it. I liked the musical score a little bit better in the second one. And I'm also a psychologist, so it's a good chance for me to hand out my business cards after these types of things. Always good to drum up business.
We followed that up with a 12-hour investigation of haunted Ashmore Estates, and I didn't film any of that because once the lights go out, it's very, very dark in there. But I want to thank Rob and Terry for hosting the screening and investigation. It was a great time. I want to thank everybody who came out and took part, had fun with us. I hope everybody had a great time. I know we did, and I hope to see everyone in the future down the road.
See no future.